Alright, so now I want to do an extended video talking about some of the keyboard features. What I want to show you first here, the keyboard used to have, and I'm not sure if the Evo did when I first got it or not, I honestly didn't pay close enough attention, but there used to be a gear button here that you could press to change from the standard QWERTY keyboard. And again, obviously we have the QWERTY keyboard here, which has the full correct text correction here, so if I'm to type, it will try its best to match the closest thing to what I type. So you have that feature there, which can also be used in landscape. I've demoed this on another video before, so I'm not going to go too much into the basic QWERTY features. But the other thing I did want to show is the ability to change those settings. So if you actually go back to your home and go into the menu in your settings and scroll down to language and keyboard, it's going to give you the options to actually go to touch input. And you go into that touch input, and it's going to give you the options to change the keyboard type. So here you have the option from 3 different keyboard types. So let's take a look at those 3 different types. We'll start off with the phone keypad. Now what this will give me is your standard QWERTY, not QWERTY, T9 phone keypad. So you have your 1 through 9 or your 10 key keypad there with the 3 letters per key, or 3 to 4 letters per key that you're used to on a standard phone. So some people may really prefer this, and it's just your typical T9 text entry, so you know how that works on a regular phone. So that's a great option for people who are very accustomed to that or think that may be a faster input method for them. And the good part about that is it still turns to the full QWERTY on landscape if you're using that option. The other option, and again, I'm not sure why that gear that lets you easily go into this menu here disappeared, or if that will be brought back in later updates. I'm sure that it most likely will. But here we go, some other options. If we go into our text input again, touch input, you have the option of keyboard types again, and the final one is the compact QWERTY. And that's going to give us something similar to what you see on maybe a BlackBerry. So if you're coming from maybe a BlackBerry with one of those condensed keyboards, something you're used to, 2 keys per board, per button rather, giving you a little bit faster text, or maybe an in-between between the full QWERTY and the number pad. But there you have that. The final keyboard is a keyboard that I actually installed myself. It's called Swype Keyboard, and you can actually access this keyboard. You're gonna have to Google it and find it online. Several sites have it posted that you can download for the Evo. Once it's installed on your phone, and you're gonna have to install it using something other than the marketplace, obviously, because it's not coming from the marketplace. I use Astro. Astro File Manager actually has the option, if you hit menu and go to tools, to do application management, so it can both back up applications as well as install applications on your SD card. So it's a good way to get it on there. And then once it's on there, you may have noticed in my settings that I had some additional options. Once it's installed, you'll see this additional option of swipe and swipe settings appear in your keyboard and language settings. You want to go ahead and activate swipe, hitting that checkbox there, and then edit whatever settings you'd like. Once that's done, though, however, this isn't really a tutorial for that, unfortunately, but once that's done, you're able to go ahead and go into the text, and you can easily switch between the standard keyboard and the swipe keyboard by long pressing. I'll do that again. You notice if I just long press on the text input area and then hit input method, it then lets me choose between the different keyboards I have installed. And there's a number of different keyboards on the market and available online that may not be in the market that you can try out. But Swype is a pretty interesting one, and what it basically lets me do is instead of actually tapping out each individual word, I just simply swipe over the letters that I intend to type, and if there's any confusion, they'll give me this little selection box, which I then can select the word that I meant. So I'm going to go ahead and clear out this text and show you a little bit here. So again, just really lets you use a fast swipe action to type words. So it definitely takes some getting used to, but once you've used it a bit, it does become easier to use. It has a landscape keyboard as well, which works in the exact same way, using the swipe gestures to type things. A couple useful things I found that would bother me at first. First of all, the sound could be cut off in settings, had an annoying click noise. And secondly, arrows are missing now. And with the Evo, there's no trackpad, so you really need those. But you can simply hold your finger in the corner on swipe and slide over to this SIM key. I held it too long, sorry. Hold over to the SIM key and slide over, and it gives you a complete edit keyboard. So arrows, copy and paste, delete entire segments here, forward and backwards, select all. So a number of different options you can use. You hit ABC just to go back to regular. And there's also a quick number pad in addition to being able to hold a key and get a number. There's also a quick number pad by sliding from the swipe logo here over to the 5 key. You get a convenient number pad and a 10 key format with some other good functions or keys right there on the side. So really, really useful. It's one I'm definitely getting used to. The thing I'd advise, if you use a keyboard like this or any other keyboard, is definitely using the tutorial to understand how to fully use it. Swype has one. You can easily just hit this button here, hold that, and it'll pop up and it'll ask you tutorial, more tips, options, things like that. Definitely would encourage that you go through the tutorial that teaches you how to use the Swype keyboard. Alright, hope that helps out with some options and gets you a chance to see how the keyboard works on the Evo in a little more depth. Thanks for tuning in.